No,
But she
no,
did
we
ask, "Am
don't.
I the a-hole?" Didn't she?
She did,
She
but
Okay,
did.
thank
A
you.
lot of people
yes,
did. It still don't mean it's not the main am I the a hole.
Well,
You don't
okay,
get
man.
the main am I the a hole until you get the when you get
Okay.
that, then we on the main
Okay,
am I
I'll
the
try
a
not
hole.
to ask anymore. But boy, I'm like, did we
so
just do
this is
this?
the contender for worst of the year.
This is the contender for the worst person of the
Oh
year. In
boy.
my
All
opinion,
right.
Nurse has fallen to second place. This is my first place contender. Of course, I will open it up to everybody to talk. But again, I'm just letting you know because we get people just dipping in and out, in and out, in and out of our broadcast. So viewer discretion advised.
Content
So
warning.
let's get to it.
Hey, I'm a woman, and me and my partner, a male, were 28 when I found out that I was pregnant. We'd been together for 4 years. Personally, I didn't want the child. My work was offering potential advances within my position, and I was excited for it. But after a lot of talking, we decided to go forward with it. When I was around 20 weeks pregnant, just after finding out the baby's gender, he disappeared. I couldn't contact him and he wouldn't answer the phone or messages. I got worried and messaged his mother, and I found out that he was back living with her and was overwhelmed with the situation. He kept paying his part of the bills over to my bank account each month, but I received no contact. I even tried to go over to see him in person, but nothing. By about 27 weeks, I gave up trying, gave up crying, and just got on with what I thought was a future as a single mother. I bought everything needed over the next couple of weeks and set everything up. At 31 weeks, I started having pains, but I put it down to Braxton Hicks. Just before 32 weeks, my water broke. I went into labor and the baby started coming very quickly. The baby went straight into the neonatal intensive care unit. I messaged and called my ex and his mother, but got no response. Less than a week later, my son passed away due to complications of early birth. I again tried to contact my ex and his mother. I left voicemails and messages, nothing. The next few weeks were a blur, but with the help of my mother and father, I arranged for my son's funeral. They also tried to contact my ex and his mother, but still nothing. I sent more messages, nothing. I'm assuming that we were all probably blocked, but honestly, at that point, I just didn't care. I was so broken. My son's funeral came and went. It was beautiful and horrible. I stopped messaging my ex and told my family not to bother after the funeral had passed. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. 5 months after the birth and death of my baby, my ex turned up. He just let himself in. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, okay. I wasn't at home, but when I got back, he was instantly hostile. My apartment was clearly not set up to accommodate a small child. He demanded to see his son. I broke down and told him what happened. I've never seen him so sad and angry. He stormed out, slamming the door on his way out. Within half an hour, I got a nasty call from his mother, followed by messages from siblings and other family. How dare I not let them know something so serious had happened? How could I hide something like that out of petty spite? But I truly didn't. I tried, but I can't keep trying. It's been nearly 3 weeks now of them being awful. I was speaking to my sister this weekend, and she said, "To be frank, it was a bit of a dick move to not keep trying. They deserve to know." Was it? I tried so hard to let him know, but I was struggling so hard too. I lost my son too. Am I the bad guy? Should I have done more?
Is the sister for real?
Yeah, this one isn't really triggering for me. It's pretty clear cut. So
Oh,
y'all have at it.
Is the sister for real? I really want to know, is the sister for real? Like,
okay.
how many times was she trying to contact him and no answer? What they want her to do? Make a commercial? Take out a billboard? Girl, sit. Nah,
You are not
definitely not.
vehicle. You were dealing
The sister is and the family is.
and
He gonna slam the door.
you
Just
too.
show up.
Was it a husband? Was it a boyfriend? I did not.
Boyfriend. He couldn't take it. Hey,
Either which, it doesn't matter really. I just kind of was looking for how long were they together, and why did it matter when he found out the gender? Why did that freak him out?
I think there's holes in her story.
Can you elaborate?
yeah, because I
Because
don't.
I think the natural impulse, and almost certainly more accurate than not, is to take her side. But for your sister to say to you that you didn't try hard enough,
You didn't
it
try.
really kind of comes across to me a lot of times where people always paint themselves as a victim. And
Okay.
so when they're telling the story, they tell the story in such a way to make the other one seem like the horrible one, right? So I don't
You're
know.
the hero or
Now,
the
from what
victim. Right.
she gave us, yeah, dude's a booty. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever the situation is, you obviously, unless you were in jail, you sure found a way to come back into the house, right? So even if the phones weren't working, the carrier pigeon got sick, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, you knew how to get in the house. So that's why I'm like, I'm on her side, but that
Like,
piece with your sister saying what she said throws me off some because that person has no reason to side against you, right?
Unless she's an
yeah.
Sisters
evil
know each
sister.
other better than anybody else. So there's something right there that just kind of is like, I still can't give him too much of nothing unless he was in jail. And that could be the missing piece. That very well could be the missing piece. He was in jail. And you say
Maybe.
you were trying to call his mom. You never talked to her. So I don't know. Maybe that didn't really work. Maybe you called one time and that was the end of the story. I don't know. All I do know is that you went through a horrible experience and you
He was
need to take
grieving.
care of your mental health and your body. And if
Yeah.
whether that family was absent or you were being an asshole towards that side of the family, doesn't matter. Obviously, I don't need to be interacting with each other. Move on. That's me though.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it from the side of the story. And the only reason I do is this. There are some stories, hey Mother Heart, there are some stories where there are some things that don't make any sense. We've showed it on this show. But we can do that to every story. It's not fair. Some people are just really terrible at hiding the truth, and we call it out every single time.
Yeah.
So I could only take it from her point because there was a part where she said, and my family and my siblings tried to get in contact with the family too, and they got nothing. And we left voicemail messages and they got nothing and all this other stuff. So I can see how it wasn't just you that was sending messages. It was your family too that was sending messages and none of them got through. Like none of them got through. So here's my deal. Do you know the first thing that I would have said to the woman after 5 weeks being away and walked into the door and I didn't see the baby there? Do you know the first thing that I would have said to the girlfriend?
I'm
What's for dinner?
sorry.
Not a fucking thing because I wouldn't have been gone for 5 weeks.
Now that's a good point right there.
I would not have
You've
been
been gone
gone.
longer than that,
It
right?
would not have been
Wasn't
a
it like
Yeah.
5 months?
conversation because I would have been there with her. I would have already known what she was going through. I would have already known my child was dead. I would have been at the funeral. I would have been more supportive. I would have been more sad with you. I'm not going to get mad at you for not being a way to get in contact with me because there was no way you could not get in contact with me because I would have been in the same damn house as you. And then you gonna roll your little happy ass up in there like, hey, I'm here to see my child.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah.
And
That's the
I'm
part
not
I
even
think.
taking
Yeah.
anything away from the other family at all. And I'm gonna tell you why. I have been married into this family, this new family of mine, Foxy's family, almost 20 damn years. Well, no, I've known them for over 20 years. Been married for almost 20 years. So I've known them for almost 2 damn decades. Do you know the crap that people... I feel so sorry for my sister-in-law sometimes when she was having her kids, because everybody was calling her, checking on her. Do you need anything? Do I need to come over there? How are you feeling? What did the doctor say? Over and over and over again. It ain't never had to be a time when the pregnant woman had to go ask somebody else. The whole family was asking her, being there for her. But you want to sit on your ass and go, well, I just wait on you to call me. Oh, you didn't call me, so I guess everything is okay.
Okay.
And the thing is, I even go your route. Even if old boy was in jail. So do you know who's second in line to make sure that damn baby's taken care of? The family. Because the boyfriend couldn't do it because he's in jail. But no, you waiting on pigeons and smoke signals to let you know what the hell is going on in somebody else's house. So that's why I said I had to cool down. I had to do my inner fears of saying, hey, you're just going to escalate things, brother. Don't do that, because my first thought was, no, I'm going to go over here with a damn baseball bat and we're going to have this discussion again. Explain to me again what the hell I did wrong. So, lady, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt you going through some things, and you really need to take care of your mental health, because you're questioning yourself instead of being utterly pissed the hell off. Like you in another stratosphere of should be more pissed off. You ain't gonna sit there and call me after I buried my child and question me. I did everything. I had the baby. I was there when the baby died. I buried the baby. Y'all fuckers wasn't even nowhere damn around, and you have the audacity to call and question me? Are you serious? No, we're gonna have a whole nother conversation. And yes, it's gonna get rough. Not for me. You wanna see petty? Let's get petty. Let's get real petty.
Yep. He's a jerk.
Nobody should ever feel that after months with no contact that they can just walk right back in.
Yep, because if been me, I'd have changed every lock in that
and
house.
And yet it happens so often.
And
you always tried to message him a bunch of times. Even her family tried. Thank you, Party. Even her family tried to reach out to the boyfriend's family. They couldn't all of a sudden get mad for not knowing about the situation.
They didn't want to know. This is one of those ones they knew, but they didn't want to know. They didn't want to know.
Yeah.
They knew all along, but they didn't want to face reality. It's a hard thing. I've never had a child. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like losing a child. I don't wish that on anybody. But they knew. He knew. That was his whole...
about that, Tracy. I wondered about that. I wanted they did know.
Walking out the door slamming it.
It took an extra...
Yeah, how do you block multiple numbers?
Well, because he didn't want to hear it.
The thing is, it wasn't that he didn't want to hear about the baby being sick or any of that stuff. It's he didn't want to go through any of the work that goes with having a baby.
Baby, yep.
So they went straight radio silence. And then when the baby was born, and then when they found out the baby so the baby was a girl, right?
I'm assuming.
I'm gonna assume. So, I don't remember.
I don't think they said the baby's gender.
Because I think she kept saying the baby. So I'm assuming that when they found out the baby wasn't a boy, they tapped out.
I thought it was a boy. That's why
I don't remember
It
the.
didn't make.
Because see, I thought they said she buried her son, but I'm not sure.
Yes.
But either way,
Either way,
whatever he wanted was the opposite of what she said they were having.
But
So
that's
then
not
he
a reason
decided
to
that.
check out.
So he decided that he was going to go ahead and return his Amazon shipment because that wasn't exactly what he ordered, right? So that's what happened. But
Really?
while this all was going on,
Not
the baby
quite the
should
way it
be
was.
here by now. I think I can deal with being a father to a boy or a father to a girl. I'll tap back in now. And so that's how they went about it. So,
No,
you
I'm
know,
saying that he knew about the child's
Uh,
death. I'm saying he knew
yeah.
oh,
about
I
the
don't know if
child's
he knew about
death
the
and he
child's
chose
death
to ignore it.
because
Tracy,
the level of anger that she
I hear what
says
you're
that
saying, but
he
you have to
displayed wouldn't
literally,
match that.
you literally have to sit here and say that he knew his child was dead, and the whole thing was a flat out act.
No, I'm not saying it's an act. I'm saying it's a denial.
No, it would, but
That his
listen,
brain
but it
wouldn't
would have to
even
be
let
an
His
him
act.
brain didn't
register it.
That
register
was saying it
that the
would have
fact
to
that his
be
child was dead.
it would have to be an act if he knew his child died, and then you roll up in the house and act like what happened.
Well, she said. I mean, I'm supposing she didn't leave a message about, hey, the baby's dead. I'm hoping she didn't do. I'm hoping she didn't do that. But
I
she
would
could.
assume she would have to after
She
the
would have
third
had
message. I
to.
Yeah,
can't get
so if
nobody
she,
on the
so
phone.
let's go down the track that
Right.
you all said that she left a message that the child has passed on. Well,
I think she
obviously
did
he
say she
knew
left a
before
message.
the
I think she
door.
did say she left a message that the child passed on.
Yeah, so
They didn't
she.
stop the messages until after the funeral.
No, they had those. When you get voice messages, your phone, if he's got a cell phone, it's gonna let you know you have voice
Hell no.
messages.
Oh, I never check my voicemail. So just so y'all know,
But
don't ever leave me a voicemail.
your phone is still going to let you know you have messages. It's going to give you that little recording thing at the top.
There's a
Whether you
notification.
Yes, there's a
Yes.
notification. Whether you choose to acknowledge that notification, that's
Yes.
on you. I'm
Yes.
saying he knew the whole time. He couldn't
I
register
don't
it in
acknowledge
his
notification.
he couldn't register it in his mind that the child had died. And when he heard her say it, like heard her face to face say it, that's when the explosion happened. Because they never wanted to face the fact that the child had passed. Although he's a douchebag because he started this whole thing wrong. How are you gonna bail on
If that is the
at the
case,
beginning?
she's
But I don't want to be a father. Hey, you know what you could do? Hey, there's these things. They're called condoms. You might have tried using one of those. Hey, I'm throwing out ideas at this point.
no one is ever, unless you are so hard and trying for a baby, no one is thinking about a baby when you're having sex and it's feeling
I always did.
good.
Shit. Real talk.
For
Even
real?
when I
Yeah.
was out there running the
You are
streets,
a
when I was running the
rare
streets,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
my
person.
father told me
You
everybody don't
are a
have the same
unicorn
upbringing, so
in
that's the
this
big
whole
thing.
thing.
Yes.
The
You have
big thing is
always been a
everybody don't have the same
unicorn in this
upbringing.
whole thing. When you're late at night at
So
the
what?
club and you find somebody that you want to hook up with, the last thing you were worried about was the
You
baby.
need to be
Now,
thinking
granted,
about it.
no,
Yeah.
And that's
because in my time frame, the condom was coming out because we didn't want to catch something. That was when it
Either
came
exactly
out.
way,
That was our first
I
thought
remember that.
process.
don't care.
yeah,
Either
right.
way.
But see, here's the thing, and that's the difference between my Android brain and most others. See, my
Hmm.
father taught me as a young person, any woman you lay down with could be the mother of your child. And a
Hmm.
Robinson man always raises his child. Those were red line, no
Wow.
violations. It's just what the fuck it is, right? So I
Okay.
was always, even when I was running the streets, I was real particular about what hole I went to play in. Because when you stop and you think about it, anybody who drops my seed, I'm gonna raise that child. So now I'm not gonna go just get with old Betty Sue because Betty Sue was hot to trot. No, that's just not. That was never
Hmm.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's why I have no compassion for dudes crying about child support, dudes
Hmm.
crying about all this other stuff. The only thing I can give a dude compassion for is when the baby's mother is a complete asshole. I can give you compassion for that because that's hard to deal with.
That's hard. Yes.
But
Yeah, but he
I'm a
bailed
all the
out.
believer.
things that
He
you
was
could have avoided,
We
he
you
went
think the
should
to
only
know.
thing you can
think.
catch, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying if you look at the beginning of the story, he went to live with his mother. because he couldn't take being a little boy. If you don't sit your little trifling Toys R Us having behind down somewhere, you sitting here making babies, but you can't take care of it. Child, please. Ain't nobody got time for this stuff.
Well, I have to admit one thing.
Fully agree. But the point I was making at the end there is I don't understand why it's so hard, and I'm talking to men because we're intentionally stupid, right? So there's more to catch out of having sex than AIDS or a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like most dudes I know that live the rawest life mentality. They only strap up because they think that the girl might get pregnant. There's a lot more things flowing out there than pregnancy.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you go ahead and whatever happens to you. May the odds be forever in your favor.
He wanted to live with his mama. And she took him in and didn't tell him to go grow a set. What the heck is wrong with her?
Me and Theus is living on different worlds then, because I just can't see myself having sex with somebody named Betty Sue.
Hey,
Betty Sue fine though, boy. Betty Sue fine.
Beatrice Susan,
no fineness in the world that's gonna stop me from laughing every time she say her name is Betty Sue. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Your mama did what to you, boo? Oh, baby.
You know she named after an old person.
Man, Betty Sue got she got that shape and she got that smile that make a man run a country mile. I'm just saying.
She got that name.
Theus, it really struck me the first time that you said, treasure your bloodline.
Yep.
I had never... Yes, I treasure my family. I know my family history. I love seeing how the past comes back up, and again, it will be the future. But there was something about when you said it so succinctly, treasure your
treasure your bloodline.
Treasure your bloodline. Yeah. That's a message to men, right? See, women, I can't really preach too much at the women other than to say stop feeding strays, right? You guys ain't that complicated. So if you looking at a dude who has a track record of running through women or treating women certain ways, but then because he's cute and popular, you still want him, and whatever happens to you is your fucking problem. That's your problem. You stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then for the dudes, though, the message I want to get across, especially to our young men, old men ain't nothing I can do for y'all. For the young men, value your bloodline. Every woman is not worthy of bearing your child. See, we always flip it on the other side, talking about, saying, am I going to be a good father to this child? And, no. Is she worthy to bring the next you into this world? That's your bloodline. That's your family. You know what I'm saying? Have more value. Have more concern about who and what you are. You know what I'm saying? But you just want to go out and just spread your stuff in the field. What's that analogy in the Bible? You just spread it to the wind or whatever. Come on, man. Be intentional about where you plant your seed. And then you take care. You take care of that thing that is being grown. And you take care of Mother Earth. Mother Earth being the woman that's helping to bring your seed into this world. See, to me, the Bible is a wonderful thing you can take it so many different ways. I look at it and I'm like, he said take care of the earth and all the things therein, man. Ain't nothing more earthly than a woman. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing more tied to nature than a woman. We all got to come through her. So if you want to have dominion over your woman, aka the earth, then take care of Mother Earth.
Yeah.
She shouldn't worry for nothing while she's bringing your seed into this world. Now, if the two of y'all can't stay together after the baby gets here, so be it. Y'all work that out. You know what I'm saying? Now just be good parents. But if you take more thought about where you're gonna go and have sex with, who you're gonna have sex with, then you reduce the odds of the silliness that's gonna come next. But whatever.
Indeed.
But you
Hey, what
worried
feels
about,
good is good. Wow.
yeah, man, whatever tickles your pickle, you want to go play with it. So go on and do that.
And I can't believe I made a Toys
The
R Us
problem is
reference.
that we don't all have a man like your father giving us that um value your bloodline, treasure your bloodline. It is not in a lot of men or women's minds.
It's not. Everybody's chasing a good time. And see, I
Yeah.
got young. I'm a girl dad. All I got are girls. But I told them
Mm-hmm.
all except for the youngest one because it ain't time for her to know yet. But yeah,
Right.
I told her, I was like, look, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Sex feels great. Drugs feel great. The problem is sex is just another drug. You can hit it
Mm-hmm.
one time and it can fuck up your whole life. One time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can bounce back. Maybe you can grow from it. Maybe it makes you stronger in the end. But it can screw up your whole life one time. So I preach to my children constantly, think. And whatever happens, you own it. But a lot of people, like I said, we aren't all raised the same way.
Right.
So we don't all get the same messages. We don't get the same constant reinforcement. You know what I'm saying? Like my father was always there to not just tell me what it is to be a Robinson man, but to literally be a Robinson man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about all men. I'm talking about Robinson men. You want to be a Smith man, then you do the simple shit Smith men do. But Robinson men, this is what we stand on.